Hello, everybody. Davis Tallow here once again with another Rocky Mountain Rankings, regular Rocky Mountain Rankings. And if you haven't already guessed, we're going to be doing the German rock band Accept. And just to let you know, this will probably be the last Rocky Mountain Rankings for at least maybe 2 to 3 weeks because I'm wanting to renovate this office. I was cleaning out today and I got it cleaned, but I want to do something different. Like to take these shelves down and this thing and get rid of these filing cabinets and get rid of that mirror. They hide the mirror. Uh, but revamp this place, make it look a little more exciting. It looks so generic. It's like an office, doesn't it? So, and then I also got to cut down a tree. Me and my cousin got to cut down a couple trees uh, Labor Day weekend. We got 3 days off, but I'll be working that Saturday, cutting, on a 60-foot lift, cutting the tree down, and my cousin cut his tree down. So, not looking forward to that, but it's got to be done. Otherwise, we're going to have problems. Power lines taken down, rhythms smashing into houses. We don't want that. But it just makes me sad. This tree I got to take down just 5 years ago was a beautiful, beautiful silver leaf maple. And then it got scale. That scale sucked, killed a lot of the branches, sucked the life out of it. Then we get hit by dry weather. This would be the second summer in a row with really dry weather. Even though we've had some rain, thankfully, but that was the last hurrah. A couple of branches had leaves on it. Now they're gone. It's dead. So, and my cousin's half dead. So anyway, enough of trees. Um, Before I get into this and to accept, I got to correct a kind of a mistake I did with Deep Purple rankings. I'd said Steve Morse had temporarily left Deep Purple. He apparently has left Deep Purple permanently. His wife has got cancer, and I guess she's going through chemotherapy and radiation treatments, whatever. He wants to be there for her. I support him all the way. And you should too. It sucks that he has to leave Deep Purple, but I fully respect the man or woman or anybody who's willing to give up something like this. Be playing with one of the greatest bands in the world to support their loved ones, and I hope she pulls through. Steve's a great guy, great guitar player, great all around person. And this proves it all the more. How down to earth and loving this guy is. So, but it's sad to see him go. But anyway, Deep Purple will continue on, and I just hope Steve and his wife continue on their lives. So anyway, a little correction on that. I said that he'd temporarily left. So, but I read further and which I should have done that night. So anyway, on to Accept. Band that started out started by Udo Dirkschneider and Michael Wagner. Local band in Germany. They called it Brand X. They eventually changed to Accept after an album called by Chicken Shack, and eventually they went professional. They were just doing sporadic appearances at festivals and whatnot. Eventually hooked up with Wolf Hoffman, Gerhard Wall, Vera Baltz, and Frank Friedrich. And they got started. In fact, that lineup would record the first album, I think, York Fisher, who replaced Gerhard Wald. I can't remember if he played on the first album or not. Let's see here. Yeah, he did. Okay. Frank Friedrich would play drums, but he would be replaced by uh, Stephen Kaufman on drums. He decided he didn't want to go professional. So anyway, as of today, Bennett consists of Wolf Hoffman, the only remaining original member, Mark Torillo, lead vocals. Apologies if I mispronounce some of these names, especially this one. Yui, or Uli. Apologies. Lulis on rhythm guitar, Christopher Williams on drums, Martin Moltnick on bass, and Philip Schaus on rhythm and lead guitar. You got 3 guitarists now. First time ever they've been 6-piece. But I'm down with it. So anyway, let's get into this here, shall we? Of course, again, how this works for those who might not know. I start with my least favorite and work out to my favorite. Just because it's my least favorite doesn't mean I hate it. It means I don't reach for it as much as others. And also, please subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. Just hit the subscribe button. If you only watch me once in a while, that's fine. It just helps my channel out. Please leave a comment down below. Leave your own ranking. I'd like to see it. Hit the notification bell and so on. But anyway, starting out with there's 16 albums as of today. Starting out with number 16, and a lot of people understand why this is at number 16. It was recorded in 1978 and released in early 1979 under the German label Brain Records. Like I said, the drums were recorded and played by Frank Friedrich, but he chose not to pursue a professional career in music. He wanted to do some other things. So Stephen Kaufman replaced him. What we're talking about, their debut. There's the band on the back. In fact, that's Frank right there in the hat. You got Wolf, Peter, Udo, and Jorg. There's Stephen right here. First of all, it's an interesting cover, but why have a woman carrying a chainsaw, especially a chainsaw that big? And I believe it's a Sax Dolmar chainsaw. A big beefy saw. I've never understood that. I guess it's a kind of catches your attention. Of course, it would have been, if she'd been naked, that would caught your attention as well. But anyway, it was released January 16th, 1979. None of the songs are really memorable. Starts out with a song called Lady Lou. Doesn't tickle me. Tired of Me. Peter Baltz sings a couple songs on here. Sea Winds. Like that song. It's really nice melodic song. His vocals fit perfect on here. That take him into my heart. Okay, take him into my heart. I don't know. Then it goes. Then we got Sounds of War, the other song that Peter sings. No, I like that one. Good, great. You know, greatly. Um, then we got side two, Free Me Now, Glad to Be Alone. That's rock and roll. Hell Driver, kind of right. And Street Fighter kind of ends on high note, but you can pretty much tell this is a child of the '70s. You know, kind of a you know kind of bordering on the purposes of glam rock. So, but anyway, that's what we're starting out, but with right there. Okay, now this next one, you'll uh, except fans will understand why I'm putting it where it's at. Um, though it could be tied with at number 16 with the first album released June 2nd, 1980. Talking about the second album, I'm a Rebel. Now, when I first saw this album, I thought this was their debut album because this one it says accept. Of course, then I saw this later and I'm like, okay, wait a minute, which one's first and which one's second? The only place it says I'm a Rebel, let's see, is in the track listing. Doesn't say that anywhere else. So, but that's what it's called. Can't remember. Can't remember if there's a reason why they didn't do that, but anyway, there's the band. See what I'm talking about? Glam rock. I mean, look at Udo with his long hair. Jorg over here looks like he got some makeup on. Wolf does too. Peter, same. Uh, does the only ones that don't look like have makeup on is Udo and Steven. It's and the tracks. The title song, "I'm a Rebel," kind of a rocker, but and none of the band wrote the song. It goes to George Alexander. I think let's see. And again, I believe Peter sings a couple songs. Yeah, "No Time to Lose," "The King," and "The Bridge of Save Us." But like I said, it starts out with the title track, "I'm a Rebel," which is good, kind of a good rocker. Though it's one of those songs that you can get bored with quite quickly, and I have. "Save Us" is okay. "No Time to Lose," good vocals by Steve or Peter. "Thunder and Lightning," I do kind of like that song. Good upbeat rocker. "China Lady," I want to be no hero. Don't like that one really. "The King," I like that one. That's really good. Peter has really got a great voice, and it ends with "Do It." Just do it. So anyway, first album with Stephen Kaufman on drums, uh, but other than a few tracks, kind of forgettable. But still, once in a while I'll go to it. Had to for this. So anyway, on to that was number 15. On to number 14. Okay, Now, this next one could have easily been at number 16 if it hadn't been for accepting the debut and I'm a Rebel. That's the only reason why this was not the bottom. Released May 11th, 1989. First album without Udo Dirkschneider and Jörg Fischer. Eat the Heat. Got David Reese on vocals, Wolf Hoffman on guitar, all guitars, Peter Baltz on bass, and Stephen Kaufman on drums. Jim Stacey, who's on the cover but doesn't play on the album, but do rhythm guitar for live shows. Very forgettable album, other than Ecstasy, the lead track. Generation Clash is okay, but Hellhammer is all right. But the rest of the album just forgettable. Like I said, if it wasn't for the other two, this would be dead last. It's like they were trying to fit into the current music scene elsewhere around the world. I don't know, but very forgettable. So that's number 15 or number 14. Going on to number 5 or number 5. Number 13. Okay. Number 13. Released February 1st, 1993. Udo returns to the mic. And I believe, they're down to a 4-piece here. Talking about Objection Overruled. Heavy album, but another album that could have easily been last had it been for the previous 3. I listened to a few songs off this album the other day, and there's nothing here that leaves an impression. There's nothing. It's the Objection Overruled is okay, but the rest of it just falls flat. I mean, maybe Bulletproof and Slave to Metal, but the only reason why this is at 14 and not this is because that's, to me, that's really not accept. This is kind of accept, but again, it's forgettable. I don't reach for it that much. And those two would have been dead last if it hadn't been the others. So anyway, that's number 13, Objection Overruled. On to number 12. Okay. Released October 1st, 1994. Follow-up to Objection Overruled, which is a little bit better. Death Row. And it is. It's like Udo returns, and they're trying to figure out, okay, what kind of music we're going to play here. And this is really heavy album. Well, of course, Objection Overruled is, but this is a lot heavier. It's got more memorable songs, though it still could be better. Starts out with Death Row, which is a good heavy rocker. Sodom and Gomorrah, I love that one. That is awesome. Quick. Wolf's on fire on that. Uh, it goes into Beast Inside, which is good. Dead On, like that one. Guns R Us, not too much of a fan. Pro- Probably because it's a, a slight on guns. People who own guns. Well, we won't get into that. It goes into another gun song, Like a Loaded Gun, which is all right. What else? Forgettable. Stone Evil, forgettable. It kind of loses its wind here in the middle. Bad Habits Die Hard, all right. Yeah. Prejudice, Bad Religion. It doesn't pick up again until Generation Clash 2, which is basically a remake of Generation Clash off of Eat the Heat, which I like a lot better. I think Udo's vocals add to the song, and it's kind of the same but different. Right on the Walls, and it ends with two instrumentals, Drifting Apart and Pomp and Circumstance, which they could left off the album. Just Wolf indulging himself, and that's one of the drawbacks of sometimes when you have a great guitarist, they get full of themselves and think they should be the only one that does solos and stuff. Wolf's like that one, like that. He he's a very selfish person, as far as I'm concerned. I'm sorry, Wolf, you see this. That's the impression I get. Uh, though he comes out as a great guy, but when it comes to the guitar section, he can be very. Ooh. One of the reasons why York Fisher came and went. Same with I think Herman Frank. So anyway, improvement over objection over rules, but still not quite back fully here. So that's number 12, Death Row. Okay, this is the album that basically started the ball rolling. Released March 16th, 1981. About Breaker. Back. And this, like I said, this is the album that's been credited as to getting Accept up and going fully. I mean, up to this point, they were very much delusioned by record, companies and stuff. You had people telling them, well, you have to do it this way, you have to do it that way. They finally said, no, enough. We're going to break a record that we want to make. And it's the anger really comes out on the song "Son of a Bitch." Pardon my slang there, but that's the name of the song. Full of anger, defiance, and profanity. It's not for the faint of heart. They were just angry at everything, and I don't blame them. The track listing on here is different from the track listing on the uh, DVD. I'm going to read off here. Uh, Side one starts out with Midnight Highway, which is probably as close as the hit single they're going to come with, two on this. Then it goes into Breaker, which is Midnight Highway is okay, but it's not it doesn't tickle my fancy. Breaker, I like that one, especially the live version off of Staying Alive. The live version's awesome. I love it. Starlight's great. Breaking Up Again. Peter. In fact, this will be the last time Peter sings lead vocals for quite a while, until I think Rays of Chaos, I believe. Uh, and goes into Burning. Burning, I like that. It's kind of a sounds live. I don't know if it was really recorded live, but it's got a live track. Uh, Run If You Can's all right. Feelings, okay. Down and Out, yeah. Can't Stand the Night's good, and the Son of a Bee. But a lot of people, a lot of Accept fans tout this as one of their favorite albums. Um, Originally, the cover was different for the European version. It had the guitars on fire. Or no, no, that was I'm wrong. I'm wrong. That was on the Restless and Wild, I believe. So yeah, I got that wrong. Apologies. So anyway, good album, though you can still hear some of their previous efforts on this one. The recording, but it's definitely got them on the right track. So that's number 11. Okay, number 10, released January 15th, 1996. The last one with Udo Dirkschneider on lead vocals, talking about Predator. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a cat with its fangs showing and stuff on there. Uh, this one I'm really, really warming up to. Uh, I think out of the three, you know, Objection Overruled, Death Row, and this one is a lot better. Uh, I think they were on the right track here. And of course, then Udo decided he wanted to go back out on his own. Starts out strong, hard attack, not heart attack. Even though it sounds like they're saying heart attack on the song. Crossroads are good. Make Me Scream, Digging in the Dirt's great. Lay It Down, It Ain't Over Yet. Predator, great. Crucified, Take Out the Crime, Don't Give It a Damn, Run Through the Night, Primitive. Love Primitive. That's a great ender. Uh, but like I said, I'm really coming to like this album. I mean, it's hard, heavy. Udo sounds great on it. But right now it's number 10. But down the road it could move up. So definitely check all this out. All this out. And I always say this uh, because that's why I'm doing this channel, get this information out. What I don't like, you may like. What I like, you may not. It's all in the ear of the beholder. But definitely check these bands out. Definitely check out these albums out. Make your own determination. So on to number 9. Okay, number 9, the album that's kind of when it came out, people didn't know what to make of it. I thought it was good, though it could have been better. Released March 4th, 1985, marks the return of York Fisher on guitar after 2 year absence. Talking about Metal Heart. A lot of people don't like the album cover. I think it's kind of cool. Um, no pictures in this one. They did, except wasn't into a lot of pictures being taken for their albums. But starts out strong, with Metal Heart. Like the way that starts out. I think it was the Midnight Mover, which is all right. Up the Limit's good. Wrong is Right. It's all right. Screaming for Love Bite. Uh, supposed to be a hit single, but one of those songs that eventually go sour on you. Uh, Side two, too high to get it right. Kind of like that one. That was good. Dogs on Leads, mean sounding song. Teach to Survive's all right. Living for the Night's good. And Bound to Fail, well, that song kind of failed. Not a big fan. But still, good effort, though it could have been better. Yeah. But still, definitely check it out. You might like it. So, anyway, on to number 8. Number 8. All right. This one kind of marked the end of an era. Released April 21st, 1986. Talking about Russian Roulette. And it'll be the last album with that lineup. That lineup would never return. Uh, which is really sad because, as far as I'm concerned, Udo, Jorg, Peter, Wolf, and Steven, the classic lineup of the band. No, nothing against Herman Frank and all the others. It just, you know, these guys, I believe, were the best. And this album, I think, was a little bit better than uh, Metal Heart, though a lot of people say it's a little bit lighter in sound. Maybe. Starts out with TV War, which is a good in your face, get you going song. Monster Man, my favorite off the album. Russian Roulette's okay. Good heavy song, but not a big fan of that. It's hard to find a way is all right. Aiming High, like that one. Heaven and Hell, it's okay. Uh, Another Second to Be is all right. Walking in Your Shadows, good. Uh, A Man Enough to Cry, good, but could have been better. Ends good, starts out good, ends good with Stand Tight. Um, but I really like this album. You know, even though it's got some weakness on it, I reach for it more often than the others. But definitely check it out. And it's too bad that had to be an end. Uh, they did release, uh, in fact, uh, no, this one was recorded after they'd recorded the stuff they would use on Staying Alive, which is too bad. I would have been interested to see or hear the songs on this done live. But that's number 8. So on to number 7. Okay, now we're into the Mark Trujillo era with this one, released August 15th, 2014, about Blind Rage. Good album, but they were getting to what I call a rut here. Too many albums sounding the same. This one is the weaker of the Mark Trillo era, though it's got great songs. Stampede's good, Dying Breed, that's okay. Dark Side of My Heart's good, Fall of the Empire's good, Trail of Tears like that one. Want to Be Free, 200 Years, Bloodbath Mastermind, From the Ashes We Rise, Curse, and The Final Journey. Good songs, but it was kind of like I said, they got in a rut here. what would it become? What would come later? I think sounds way better. Uh, this, you know, they were doing too many songs about empires and soldiers and stuff at this point. But still a good song or a good album. Definitely check it out. So on to number 6. Okay, back to the classic period. Released December 5th, 1983. The very first, well, yeah, the very first album I owned from this band. It has the very first song I ever heard by this band. First, I'm talking about Balls to the Wall. That iconic hairy leg with the underwear showing. Back. This does have a picture of the band. This is the one with Herman Frank on guitar. And I also got the band labeled as going down the, crying out loud. Get in there. Going down the gay road. Nothing against, homosexuals and stuff like that. That's, I'm not going to go into that. But got them labeled as what gay metal controversy. And you kind of hear it, with songs like "Love Child." London Leather Boys was another song that got labeled that, but it's really about guys that ride motorcycles. But the very first song I ever heard by this band was, of course, "Balls to the Wall." And when I heard that song, for some reason I thought it was Crocus. I'm like, is that? And then I also thought maybe it was no. I take that back. But I didn't think it was Crocus. I thought it was AC/DC. I thought maybe it was something from their earlier period that they found and put out with Bon Scott. But and I was at a party at a friend's house when I first heard it. So, but good, solid album. Uh, Starts out with the title track, then goes to London Leather Boys. Fight It Back's good, head over heels. A lot of people love that one. Losing More Than You Ever Had's great. Side 2 starts with Love Child. A couple of my favorite tracks, Turn Me On and Winners and Losers. Ends strong, Guardian of the Night, and then Winter Dreams. Love it. Love Udo's vocals on Winter Dreams. Just awesome. But is it the best from that classic period? No. No, we're coming to that one. So onward to the top 5 at 5. Okay, back to Mark Trujillo era. Released April 6, 2012. Talking about Stalingrad. Comes with that little box. Here's the main cover. I don't think there's any. Like I said, except wasn't into doing pictures with, and we're into big into pictures, apparently. But this album is really good. I love it. Uh, Starts out mean and nasty and never hung, drawn, and quartered. Fantastic. And goes into the title track, Stalingrad, telling the story about Stalingrad, which was a bad time. Hellfire, great. Flash to Bang Time, awesome. Great rocker. Shadow Soldiers, great, great song. You know, they were into the period of honoring war veterans and stuff like that, which is I'm into. Great, but they started taking it a little too far with on Stampede. Revolution, great. Against the World, Twisted Fate, Quick and the Dead, and then ends with The Galley, which is a fantastic song. Uh, Also has a bonus track, Never Forget, on this one, which is awesome. But good, solid album. This has the potential of moving up. But right now we're at number 5 at 5. Going right on here. All right, back to the Udo Dirkschneider classic period. And except fans, I know you know what this one is. Released October 2nd, 1982. The album that pushed them into the top, Restless and Wild. Now, this is the album that originally had the twin burning guitars, but for some reason they decided to go with this. There's the back. Got Herman Frank on this one, credited, but he didn't play guitar on this. He just joined the band afterwards. And I believe, though I'm not 100% sure, I think that's actually York Fisher right there. I could be wrong. I don't think it's Herman Frank. But this is the one that really, Breaker started the process. This really got the ball rolling here. Starts with Fast as a Shark. First heard that. Starts with this somebody putting on a old record. Hi dee hi do hi da, hi dee hi do hi da, hi dee hi do, and then you hear the needle being pulled across the record, and Udo screams, and they go right into this song, just like punches you right in the face. And that goes into Restless and Wild, the mainstay of their live weapon tracks. Head of the Pack's good. The middle part, this is where I have my problem with this album. Though, good album, but the middle area, Shake Your Head, it kind of goes a little bit flat for me. Neon Nights is all right. Get Ready, Demon Knight, and then it picks up steam again with Flash Rockin' Man. Don't Go Stealing My Soul Away. It's all right. Then Princess of the Dawn, fantastic track. But the middle part is the only reason why this one is at number 4. I was going to put this at number 6, but I was listening to it again today, and I thought, no, I like this a lot better than Balls to the Wall and Stalingrad. So even though with its weak point in the middle, it's going to be number 4. I know a lot of people say, well, that's got to be number 1. Well, this is not you, this is me. So too bad. If you don't like it, tough. If you want to leave your own ranking down below, put it at number 1, more power to you. So anyway, on to number 3. Okay. Back to the Mark Chirillo era. Released January 29th, 2021, the most recent release, Too Mean to Die. Uh, Good album. First album without Peter on bass, which is kind of sad. Uh, you got Martin Motnick on bass on this one. Uh, Steven, I guess, had enough of live, live touring and stuff like that. So this one is really good. It's got the potential of improving even more. Starts out strong with Zombie Apocalypse. It goes into Too Mean to Die, Overnight Sensation, great rocker. No One's Master, The Undertaker. Good song, but it's kind of that song is kind of souring with me for some reason. I don't know. You got it's really weird. You got those songs that you can listen to over and over again, and they never go bad. But then you got those songs that you love, and then they eventually sour. And I don't know what it is, but The Undertaker is kind of souring with me. Uh, Sucks to Be You. All right. Symphony of Pain's great. Best is Yet to Come's great. How Do We Sleep? Not My Problem, and Samson to Delilah. Great, great album. Uh, but this, right now, this could go either way. It could go up or it could go down. But right now, it's number 3. On to the top 2. Okay. Number 2, released August 4th, 2017. Last album with Peter on bass, Rise of Chaos. Also the first album without Herman Frank and Stephen Schwartzman on it. They'd left and were replaced by guys whose name I cannot pronounce without murdering it, and Christopher Williams on drums. UWE is his first name. LULIS. Lulis. Apologies if I'm murdering that. I'm sorry if I'm just horrible with names, especially European names. But this one I'm really warm to. Last of the months since I got it. Die by the Sword. Again, all the albums, even the first 2 by Accept, they all started with fantastic tracks. Die by the Sword is great. Holding Your Head's great. Rise of Chaos, or The Rise of Chaos. Kool-Aid. Don't drink the Kool-Aid, which is about Jim Jones and his Cult of the Damned down in Guyana. Don't drink the Kool-Aid. No Regrets, great. Analog Man, love that one. Analog Man in a digital age. Yeah, a lot of people like that. I'm one. What's Done is Done, great. Worlds Colliding, Carry the Weight, Race to Extinction. I mean, this could easily be number 1, but the next album, the number 1 album, just little bit better. So that's number 2, Rays of Chaos. All right, we're at number 1. Number 1. Released August 20th, 2010. That one. Blood of the Nations. Got thinking of too many things at once here. First album with Mark Torello on vocals. And the Return of Accept. The previous album being Predator. Last one with Udo. First album without Udo since Beat the Heat. Also the first album since Balls to the Wall with Herman Frank on guitar. I can't remember, I think it was Hastings. Yeah. I was in there looking for albums to buy. And lo and behold, I came across this. I'm like, could it be? Could they be back? And I was right. They were. They're back. And like, I took this home, put it on, and I'm like, totally awestruck. Mark voice is awesome. I know a lot of people don't like it. They think Udo's is better. And I agree. Udo voice is fantastic. Mark's is a close second to that, but he does it. He does fantastic on this album. Right from the start. Again, Beat the Bastards. Kicks you right in the face. My favorite song off the whole album, Teutonic Terror. Love it. The Abyss. Blood of the Nations. Shades of Death. Shades of Death. Locked and Loaded. Awesome. Killed the Pain. Mark. Awesome vocals. Rolling Thunder. Awesome. Pandemic. Kind of a signs of things to come, New World Coming. No Shelter. And Bucket Full of Hate. I'm sorry, but this album, from start to finish, every song, awesome. It's also got bonus track, Time Machine, which is, I love it. They also have a Japanese release with Land of the Free. I haven't heard that one. But, on this one, you had Mark Torello on vocals, Wolf Hoffman on lead and rhythm guitar, Herman Frank on rhythm guitar, lead guitar on Rolling Thunder, Peter Baltz on bass guitar, Stephen Schwartzman on drums. If you think I'm wrong, fine, that's your opinion. But I think this is just from start to finish, just hard driving heavy metal. It's a fantastic return for this band, and they've been going strong ever since. So past 12 years, been awesome. I'd like to see it. I've never seen them live in concert, but I would love to go. But I don't think they've ever toured here in Utah. Maybe a few times in the past, but anyway, Accept, an awesome band. Love them. Even their weak albums, like the first two, I still need to have those in my discography. Because, like I said, there's those times when the moon will be in alignment with Mars and things will hit just right, and I'll listen to them. So, anyway, there you have it. We'll do a little review, run back. Number 1, Blood of the Nations. Number 2, Rise of Chaos. Number 3, Too Mean to Die. And these guys are too mean to die. Number 4, Restless and Wild album. Number 5, Stalingrad. Number 6, Balls to the Wall. Get your balls to the wall. Number 7, Blind Rage. Number 8, Russian Roulette. Number 9, Metal Hot. Metal Hot. Funny little story, and I'm sorry, Mom, but I got to tell this. My mom thought they were saying Menzelhoff. Menzelhoff. I'm sorry, Mom. I had to. She watches these, and I had to put that in there. I love you, Mom. I do. You're great. Number 10, Predator, which could, like I said, move up. I'm really warming to that album. Number 11, Breaker. Number 12, Death Row. Number 13, Objection Overruled. Get on my court. Your objection is overruled. Number 14, Eat the Heat. Number 15, I'm a rebel, rebel. And number 16, the debut. So there you have it. Except ranked. Yeah, what's coming up next? Oh, that's right. I'm going to be ranking next Saturday. I'm going to be ranking the album covers of Genesis, and it'll be just Peter Gabriel and the first 2 albums when Phil took over lead vocals. I'm not going to rank anything after Wind and Wuthering because I do not have those albums. Then there were 3, and Duke's good, but I'm not a big fan of anything after Wind and Wuthering. So that's what's coming up next Saturday. Like I said at the beginning of this video, I'm not going to be doing probably a rankings next Monday. I want to start reconfiguring this bland office. Get something exciting going here, but we'll see. And, plans can change. So, but I haven't got anything set up to do it. Maybe I've been toying with the idea of doing the Finnish metal band Teresis. They only got 4 albums, but a great band. They haven't put out anything out for 2013, so I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, that could happen. But have a good week. Stay safe. Keep rocking, and we'll see y'all next Saturday with ranking the album covers of Genesis, and we'll see what happens after that. But we'll see y'all then. Thanks for joining me.